What's up, degenerates? Mad Merrigan here for Cold Bear Sports. Right, lads, we're back after a tough week to say the least. But anyway, I'm sure you all know by now. Just double tragedy in the family. Lost a granddad and lost an uncle of mine in the same day. So really, really sad news. Two great men. My grandfather was a big Elvis fan, and my uncle was a big boxing fan as well. And remember when we were young, we used to always watch the Mike Tyson fights and things like that. So look, big loss to the family. But anyway, we're back to work and keep busy. So yeah, two great men gone, and very sad week. But anyway, we move on. Right, I just got one selection for you tomorrow. I don't know if this horse is good enough, but I'd certainly take a chance at a price of 6-1 what he is. Right, let's just recap the week. I was continuing on Patreon. We had a bad day today and a bad day yesterday. I had that Rose of Arcadia today. I thought she jumped very novice. Obviously it's her first run over fences, but she had got point-to-point experience. But they dropped her in today, which was pretty strange, but that tells me maybe she didn't school as good as they'd like, because she's normally ridden very far forward. And then we had JP McManus horse and John Joe O'Neill horse in Bangor. Now, he was actually, it was a funny old race, but he was travelling well, and then he nearly got brought down at the open ditch in Bangor, and then he was kind of never going to do anything from there. But he is very well handicapped off 94. He toiled home in the end, but don't let that fool you. He drifted in the market, they dropped him in, and then they jumped three fences and he was sitting handy. So, something, he's one for another day. But anyway, really, really massive week. We had one brilliant day on the service, everybody on board. We had three winners, three selections, 7-1, 6-1 and 100-30. All the lads in the service on the texting me about the Trixies and the treble, so absolutely murdered the bookies. I had a busy week myself with everything going on, of course, so I didn't even get to back any one of the three that won. It was pretty sick, but anyway, over the moon that the service murdered the bookie. The treble, I was just doing it up there. Have you done a 2 pints each way treble, which is the lowest points we advise on the service, is something like 495-1 treble, so absolutely massive. We had 3 points each way, a 7-1 on a horse in Ludlow, Job's Green Lad, who was a horse that I gave out on my 5 to follow. So I hope some of you that watched my 5 to follow, he bolted in at 7-1. He won easy. Very well handicapped, and the step up and trip really brought about improvement. Then we had a horse, we took on the Nap, the Racing Post Nap. They napped the 11-4 favourite. We napped the 6-1 shot in where was it? Musselburgh. I can't remember the name. It could have been Magna Bay or something like that. Anyway, bolted in, won by 42 lengths. And then we were waiting on a horse of David O'Mara's to bring up the treble, and that went from 100-30 to 6-4, and that got the job done as well. So massive day on the service that day. So really, really happy. A little bit quiet since, but we bounced back soon. Well, there's not a lot of bouncing back to do if you had that each way treble. That should cover you to Christmas. I know lads were messaging me. They were donating to fucking charities and football clubs and everything. Right. Anyway, Christmas was sorted. Unfortunately, I never got to do them that day. Right, delighted for the service to hit them 3 out of 3. Right, okay, Ballyadam tomorrow in the 3 o'clock at Cheltenham. Now, forget about his chase runs, because he's just not a good enough jumper. He doesn't have the scope, and I said that before I was surprised to see him go chasing, because I never had him down as the chasing type. I know he's a nice horse, but he's not the overly big or the range. He's not as rangy as you'd like. So anyway, he's back over hurdles. However, he still might not be top drawer over hurdles, but I'm prepared to take a chance at 6-1 tomorrow that he might be, because he's a second season novice. So let's say his season last year, there's nothing wrong with it. He bumped into Appreciating in Cheltenham. Yes, he was beaten out the door, but he did make a bad mistake. So if he didn't make that mistake in Cheltenham the last day, that second would have been much closer. He would have had no chance with Appreciated, but he would have beaten the field more convincingly. So I'm going to take a chance that Song for Someone at the top of the market, If he backs up his last run, he has a great chance, but he's not guaranteed to back it up on last year's form because the wheels fell off run to run last year. So Royal is what he is. He's just a really solid horse and he'll be banged there. But if there is a horse in here that might be able to get his career back on track, Ballyadam tomorrow, a point win at 6-1. Is he good enough? I don't know. At a price of 6-1, I'm willing to take a chance that we haven't seen the best of him over hurdles yet because he's just not a good enough jumper of a fence. And I'm hoping to see a big display tomorrow. And if Song for Someone blew out, well then the race is wide open. If he backs up his good run the last day, he's obviously going to be very hard to beat. But Rachel Blackmore, 6-1 lads. A point win, Henry de Bromhead. You know, the farm Cheltenham, they do very well there. So I think he's definitely worth a shot. Right, hope everybody enjoys the weekend. Just a warm feed tomorrow. I know I normally do a lucky 15, but we'll just take this bit of 6-1 tomorrow and see how that goes. And we might do a lucky 15 during the week maybe. Lots of racing on over Christmas anyway. Lots of times to do one. Right, appreciate all the support. Well done to everybody in the service that murdered the bookie with the big treble. And yeah, crucified them. Anyway, the time for Cotton is over.